So what do you do if you're stuck with a horrible teacher? The fact is they could actually be really fantastic, but for whatever reason, you're not connecting with them. You're not relating to them, you're not learning from them. And if you're in year 11 and 12 and stuff counts and you really need to make the most of the time in class, what do you do in this situation when you're not learning anything from your teacher and you're not connecting with them? That's what I'm going to share in this video. A couple of really simple strategies that you can use to make the best of a not great situation. So firstly, you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision in how you're going to respond to the situation and whether or not you're going to take responsibility. And what I mean by this is often when I speak to students and they say, oh, you know what, like I've got a really bad teacher and I'm just not learning anything and that's why my marks suck. And you can continue to make the decision to buy into that story. That story that the reason your marks suck is because of your teacher. But the reality is if you make that decision, your results will not change. They'll continue to suck. And guess what? You're the only person that loses out in that situation. Your teacher doesn't, your family doesn't, you do. And so by making the decision to continue to blame your teacher about the results you're getting, nothing will change and your results will continue to be very poor. So you need to make a different decision. And that decision is you need to make a decision to go, okay, great. Maybe I don't have everything I'd like in the world. Maybe I don't have a teacher that inspires me right now. But you know what? I'm going to take responsibility for my marks regardless. And that's an important decision because by taking responsibility and shifting your mindset, it then opens up a more important question, which is, okay, great, now that I'm responsible for my marks, what can I do despite the situation that's in front of me to change them? Because if I can change them, I'm the one that's going to win. So that's number one. You've got to make a decision. Are you going to continue to blame your teacher for the results that you're getting, or are you going to take a responsibility and make a decision to make some changes in how you're approaching what you do and how you make the best of a bad situation? The next thing you need to think about and realize, even if you don't feel this way, is that every teacher can help and contribute in some way. So even if you feel like they're horrible and they're not helping you, we've got to change that mindset and ask yourself the question of, okay, great, how can I still make use of the time? Because ultimately you're going to be spending, 120 hours in year 11 and 120 hours in year 12 or something to that effect, sitting in a classroom with your teacher. And if you just zone out and say that, they're not helping me, you're wasting so much time that you could still be using in a more valuable way. So you've got to sit down and ask yourself, okay, how can I still gain and get benefit from and learn from the time I'm in class? And there's a couple of ways that you can do this. The first is I'd encourage you, if you've got a teacher that's just not working for you right now, to come to class prepared with questions. So for each time you know that you're going to be covering a certain topic, do some work prior and actually identify what are the questions you're going to ask. So that way you can direct and influence and guide the class in a way that's going to support your learning. And also you can use the class then to actually identify and learn about key issues and challenges that you're having in your own understanding. So that's a really simple way, is going to class with questions. The second way though is to still be able to take advantage of the fact that your teacher's there to help. So give them lots of essays and practice examples and reports and things that you're writing for feedback. Yes, you might be finding that the feedback's a little confusing, but you know what, the more feedback you can get, the better. So just again, because you're like, oh, I don't get it, I'm not going to ask them, don't not take advantage of the fact that they're there and they're there to help. So get lots of feedback from them as well. Be really proactive in doing that. Now, the third and final thing that you can do, and this might be a little controversial, especially for any teachers watching this video, is if you find that you're doing both of those and you're still, for whatever reason, the class isn't working for you and your teacher isn't working for you, one of the things that you certainly can do is use the time in class to work on, for that subject, the stuff that you need work on. So depending on the structure of the class, you may be able to go ahead and actually teach yourself some of the material for that class yourself. You may be able to work on constructing your study notes during the class, which you might find more helpful. So it's then about, depending on how the class is structured, identifying in the class what you can do that will benefit you regardless of what the rest of the class and the teacher might be doing. So the third and final thing that you can do if you're struggling with a teacher at school that's not working for you is to get help outside of school. So that's to go and find a tutor, a teacher, or a mentor that can help you independently of school to build the knowledge and the foundations that you need. If you need support, get in touch with the team at ArtistSmart. We've got an incredible team of teachers, tutors and mentors across Sydney and at our campus in Hornsby that are available to help. We've got an amazing track record. We've worked with more than 4,000 students, and on average, our students improve their results by over 19%. And that's not just because we focus on the content, it's because we go beyond. We help you with the how as well. Using all the research that we've done with top performing students, we help you get your time management, organisation, your exam prep, your study strategies, your anxieties for exams, all together and on point so you're ready to go to excel in that particular subject. So get in touch, leave a comment below or get in touch with us via our website and give us a call to find out who we have that can help you. So in conclusion, remember there's 3 things that you can do if you've got a bad teacher at school. The first is you've got to make a decision to take responsibility for the fact that you've got to change your results and it's not your teacher's fault. Take responsibility because otherwise you lose. Number 2, you're stuck. You've got 120 hours a year of class anyway, so you've got to think about how you can make use of that class time as effectively as possible. And number 3, get outside help. If you have any questions about how you can handle a teacher that's not great at school or anything else, leave them in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next week.